The Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers wrap up wildcard weekend on Monday night. Today we're discussing who's out, who's questionable, and reviewing a little bit of the history to see what it could tell us. Let's talk about it. What's up, football fans? Texans and Steelers fans? We got one for you. Your two teams kick off at 8:15 p.m. Eastern tonight at Acrisure Stadium. You can catch the game on ESPN, ABC, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus, and NFL Plus. Injuries could play a major role with both teams entering the postseason with players either out or dealing with lingering issues. Let's hop into it. For the Texans, safety Jaylen Reed dealing with the forearm is the only player listed as questionable. Running back Jawhar Jordan dealing with an ankle, and cornerback Ajani Carter dealing with a hamstring are both listed as out. In total, you had 12 players listed on your injury report, 7 of which being defensive players. Now let's look at the Steelers. Defensive tackle Isaiahh Loudermilk dealing with an ankle is the only player listed as out. In total, you had 9 players listed on your injury report. Names like quarterback Aaron Rodgers, pass rusher TJ Watt, and D lineman Cam Hayward were on it, but they're expected to play. You're also seeing the return of receiver DK Metcalf after a 2-game suspension due to an altercation with a fan. The Steelers lead the all-time matchup with 5 wins to the Texans' 3, dating back to December 8th of 2002, which was the Texans' inaugural year, and the Texans would come away with the 24-6 victory. Their last matchup came October 1st of 2023, where the Texans would come away victorious 30-6. However, before that, the Steelers had won 3 straight. In total points scored, the Steelers have outpaced the Texans with 179 to 145. Now let's look at a stat check. The Texans' offense currently sits 14th in passing yards per game with 218.1 and 22nd in rushing yards per game with 108.9. The Steelers' defense currently sits 29th in passing yards allowed per game with 243.9 and 13th in rushing yards allowed per game with 113.1. The Steelers' offense currently sits 22nd in passing yards per game with 202.4 and 26th in rushing yards per game with 103.3. Meanwhile, the Texans currently have one of the best defenses in the league. They sit 6th in passing yards allowed per game with 183.5 and 4th in rushing yards allowed per game with 93.7. For this game, the Texans are going with the deep steel blue helmet, Liberty white jerseys, matched with Liberty white pants. The Steelers are going with the black helmet, black jersey, and gold pants. So Steelers and Texans fans, what do you think? Do any of these injuries stand out to you? And who do you think comes out on top and moves to the divisional round? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and follow for all of your latest NFL news and updates.